Hey, beautiful people, and welcome to the Alternative Experience podcast. Not sure if you caught our first podcast a while back about CBD and hemp, but today I just want to go into a bit more detail on what actually is CBD. I take it for granted sometimes that obviously I know bits that other people aren't aware of, so this is what I want to do, is try and educate you guys on as many of the basics and some of the more advanced basics as well if we can. So what is CBD? Anyway, so I think we can all concede that everyone is talking about CBD at the moment, but what is it all about, and is the hype really sort of truly justified? Now, I like to think so, and the following podcast, I hope to provide you with enough of the basic facts about this amazing extract, as well as cover some of the potential health and wellness benefits that it's thought to offer. So CBD, or cannabidiol, is a compound that's found in the hemp plant, the cannabis sativa plant. It's a compound known as a cannabinoid. There are currently about 113 known cannabinoids that have been successfully isolated from the cannabis and hemp plants, all of which are thought to offer a wide sort of range of varying potential health benefits to humans, mammals, and actually any complex animal with a vertebrae. So due to its obvious and direct link to cannabis, CBD is often mistaken for the high-inducing cannabinoid THC, or what we call delta-9 tetrahydrocannabinol. However, CBD is actually non-psychoactive. So this actually means it doesn't bring on any of the feelings of euphoria, doesn't make you feel high, stoned. It doesn't impair you in any way. So this makes some people happy and it makes some people very sad. Depends which camp you sit in. So for a product or a supplement to be actually classed as CBD and for it to be legal in the UK and mainland Europe, it can only contain what we call trace amounts of THC. Now, those trace amounts, the legal limit is basically less than 0.3%. And this is another reason why it's very important to ensure that you only deal with a supplier that provides you with the independent third-party lab results that we talk about quite regularly. These are for quality assurance, and these should also be batch-specific to your actual product, not a generalised sort of certificate of authentication. These don't actually just include the contents, but more importantly, the absence of harmful substances such as heavy metals, because hemp drags everything out of the ground that surrounds it. So the reason that there is so much optimism currently surrounding CBD is due to the discovery of the endocannabinoid system, or your ECS, back in '92. So you'll find comprehensive information on the ECS on our other vlogs, but for now, here is some of the basics just for relevance in this podcast. So the ECS is a complex biological controlling and signalling system, and it actually plays a vital role in regulating basically all of the physiological processes within your body. There is actually more being discovered on a sort of daily basis, and it's truly an incredible system. It's been described as actually the single most important medical discovery ever. It's thought that manipulation of the ECS will eventually save more lives than sterile surgical techniques, so surgery, just to put that into context. The actual ECS, what it is, it's made up of hundreds, maybe even thousands of receptors all around the body, which interact with the body's own endogenous cannabinoids, because we produce our own. These receptors are called Cb1, Cb2, and there is actually a newly discovered GPR55. But for the purpose of this podcast, we will focus our main attentions on Cb1 and 2. So Cb1 receptors, they can be found all over your body. They're in the nervous system, internal organs. They're also very prominent within the brain. They're thought to actually regulate factors such as balance and movement, your emotions, your appetite. Obviously anxiety levels, we all know about the anxiolytic sort of properties, blood pressure, heart rate, even your mood and memory, eating and sleeping habits, as well as, if I remember, blood sugar levels as well. The Cb2 receptors, they're mainly located in your immune system and gastrointestinal tract, and they've been implicated in a wide variety of more modulatory functions like immune suppression, the induction of apoptosis, and also actually the induction of cell migration. And Cb2 receptors might also have therapeutic roles in the treatment of neurodegenerative disorders like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease, dementia, that kind of thing. There's actually a growing opinion amongst a lot of the world's top medicinal cannabis researchers. Now, they're real respected doctors with PhDs and MDs. They just defected to the other side. But due to the stigma that has been attached to cannabis, many humans are actually suffering from endocannabinoid deficiency. And many current areas of research are actually focusing on the potential link between this and specific illnesses and actual health issues. So here's a couple of examples: stress, depression, anxiety and fatigue, and also migraine, to name just a few. Migraine's getting a lot of traction at the moment. They think that might be directly linked to an endocannabinoid deficiency. So when you take a good quality CBD products, they have been shown to interact with these receptors in much the same way that your own endogenous cannabinoids do. They're very similar in makeup. But when phytocannabinoids, which are plant-based cannabinoids, do this, the research has shown that they actually produce a number of therapeutic responses as well. This can also stimulate your ECS to achieve its number one goal, and that is actually reach homeostasis of the body. That is the body's ability to maintain itself and function in the proper environment at all times. So unlike pharmaceuticals, CBD does not actually generally carry any side effects, and it's in many cases its users actually report it's more effective too. Obviously that's what we call anecdotal, but there's a hell of a lot of it out there. Now this usually because CBD deals with the cause of the symptoms rather than just masking them until the next dose is due to be taken. Like the majority of pharmaceuticals. It's said that CBD is about 20 times more effective than aspirin for pain relief due to the way that it dampens pain signals to the brain, and around about 2 times stronger or more effective than cortisone as an anti-inflammatory. And it's actually currently being used by so many people for such a different sort of range of treatments. So I've made a little bit of a list here: pain management, inflammatory disease, depression, anxiety disorder, insomnia and general sleep quality, energy and focus, PTSD, there's a lot going on with that at the moment, fibromyalgia, which is chronic pain and fatigue, epilepsy, type 2 diabetes, cancer treatment and management, weight loss, Parkinson's disease, as we've mentioned, and dementia, and Alzheimer's, obviously, skin disorders, addiction, stress, migraine. There are more, but I'll stop there because I'll bore you. But as I say, CBD's obviously got very natural calming qualities, and that makes it very sort of effective as an antipsychotic. We again know about its anxiolytic, anti-anxiety, and anti-seizure treatment as well. It's also a very effective antifungal, antibacterial, antioxidant, and antiviral. And it's actually one of the most promising neuroprotectors currently being researched. In the USA, it's been reported that around about 50% of CBD users actually phase out their pharmaceutical-based treatments such as opioids and antidepressants. And we all know about the sort of epidemic they have going on at the moment. And they're doing this in preference for CBD. So you could say it's fast becoming kind of a go-to sort of wellness supplement. Its growth and its popularity has actually been such a success that Forbes estimate it's going to hit around about a $22 billion industry by 2022. And as CBD is sourced from the non-psychoactive hemp plant and it doesn't contain sort of significant levels of THC, it's not classed as a controlled substance and is obviously illegal across most of the developed world. It's non-habit forming, has zero negative effect on the body that we're aware of, and more importantly, it really does work. The only potential negative, I'm an open book. I don't actually just say this is the most amazing thing and hide anything, but there is a couple of research studies that found that giving rats an enormous dose led to liver damage. However, none of these issues have been seen with sensible doses, and if you were to eat a packet of paracetamol, what would happen? You'd get liver damage, you'd probably die. So we've got to put that into context. But it doesn't hide the fact that more research needs to be done across the board with this incredible sort of a compound. So in fact, actually, if I go back to that, I believe the dose was the equivalent of giving a human sort of like basically a bottle a day. So neither of these issues have really been found with the size of dose that would be required for normal consumption. And I have not heard of anybody at all in the 5 years that I've been dealing with CBD of anybody going into hospital and having problems with their liver. And benefit or not benefit, I actually deal with people who are relatively ill, and they actually have to have these levels checked regularly by their physicians anyway. And at this stage, there's been no negative reports from that either. So again, more research, but I would say take that with a pinch of salt. So anyway, what I've gone through here, it really is just the tip of the iceberg. There are currently over 1,500 published peer-reviewed papers confirming the amazing benefits of CBD. And there's actually over 27,000 live research papers I think in the US currently being completed. So expect to hear a lot more about this amazing compound. They can't sort of suppress it much longer. We feel that it does cover the fundamentals. However, if there's anything that you feel we've missed in this, if you have any feedback or suggestions, hit us with a comment or DM us anytime at hello@naturalhealthalternatives.co.uk. Until the next video, stay safe, be happy, and most of all, be healthy. Thank you again for listening. We do hope you take something from the show. Speak to you soon. I'll put my teeth back in. Bye-bye.